Thank you for the introduction. I'm Naoto Ueno from Japan. I forgot to put a short biography in the abstract, so I forgot. So I'm a developmental biologist and the Vice Director General of the Institute, and I'm one of the founding members of ABiS, Japanese Bioimaging Network. Okay, before I talk about career path, I'd like to briefly introduce our ABiS activity. We cover 4 technologies: light microscopy and MRI, electron microscopy, and image data analysis. And in addition, we organize training courses every year, maybe 10 times a year. And the management office is in Okazaki, small town of Okazaki in main island, and organized by 2 national institutes. National Institute of Physiological Science and my institute, NIBB. And we support imaging tasks of users which are holders of national grants. And last year we we supported more than 200, almost 300 imaging tasks of the users, which is a quite big number. And therefore, it is quite important to maintain the motivation of supporting staffs, and also to create circulation of supporting people. And taking the occasion of this EoE IV, we made a survey on career paths of technical staff of ABiS. And we asked many questions. And first, simply we asked how many supporting people in each team. And as you can see, not each team, in total. So resident, I mean full-time scientists, including the PI, number is 41. And this may be unique in Japan, but many scientists who owns a PhD degree support the imaging tasks. And we have 21 technical staff full-time and 22 part-time position in our ABiS network. And we then asked how many of them leave the position in the 2.5 years since we established this network. And 9 people left the position, and the good news is that many of them are promoted to a higher position. And to replace them, each team are using different strategy, but many of them use open recruitment, open call, and also through acquaintance. Sorry for this busy slide, but I'll try to share all the information later. But we asked, what do you think is important for the career path for your technical staff? And one answer is that encourage them to learn state-of-the-art technology is a good way to motivate them. And I think this is a very good idea. One answer said that it's very important to issue them certification or qualification system so that they can keep the motivation to obtain higher level of technologies. And this is a general problem, but the human resources should be maintained stably and for long term. I know this is very difficult to solve this because it involves a financial issue, but I think this is fundamental for maintaining good people. And this answer said that it's important to pave the way for them to be recruited by not only by academia but to industries or even foreign universities. And as I said, many of them own PhD degree, so it's very important for them to carry out their own researches working as technical staffs. And it continues and engaged both in technical support and research is quite important, as I said in the previous slide. And to choose their own research, it's better to choose subjects related to the supporting project. And one institute answered that in their facility, technical staff is not categorized as researchers just for technical support. And they say that it's important to keep motivation by changing their working environment. I guess this means the rotation of the subject. And the next question is, what are you considering for the skill up of technical staff? And as ABiS organizes training course 10 times a year, actually training courses are very important event to stimulate their motivation. And as I said already, certification issued by us or other organization would be very useful for them to for their job hunting. And it's one answer said that establish a loop to introduce their technology, their skills for their research, which then in turn to contribute to technical support for users. That means we had better to create a good circles of their skill up and also scientific output. And this was already said, but sharing information, discussion, and mutual support among supporting staffs are very important. Here. And I asked, how do you share imaging technology in your team or facility? And one team organizes internal workshop every month, and or frequent group lab meeting is important. And one team answered that they put 2 technical specialists for one task, main and backup, so that 2 people can interact with each other. And I asked, have your technical staff ever participated in any training course or workshops? And the people who answered yes, they realized that learning about training of new technology development is important for them. And also sharing with others with the problem and worries they're experiencing with other technical staff, a kind of information exchange. And also it's important for catching the needs for users, and learning about know-how of technical stuff from other facilities or teams. And among the answers who said no, I asked reasons, and some said technologies are already well matured, so they don't have to participate in courses. It's good thing. There's no urgent necessity, or there were no course workshop that fit us in terms of subject. And many people said limitation, time is limited. They are too busy to go out to learn things. And I asked whether they send any of your staff to GBI's training course. So they consider, they are interested in sending their staff to GBI's course because they think skill up introduction new technology could be achieved. And one answer said we should send graduate students as well. And face-to-face interaction far better than just reading published papers or introducing technology. And learning about know-how, technical stuff from other facilities is important. And for negative reasons, I think this is a reality, but some things that it is for some technical stuff, it's difficult to communicate in English. And again, someone said that there's no time to go abroad to learn. So therefore, some of them wish us to, ABiS, to organize similar courses in Japan. And I asked about GBI's job shadowing program, and some of them are expecting skill up by sending their staff to shadowing program, and it's useful for their career development, as the perspective of to gain more perspective, broaden perspective. And also, it's good to learn how the similar technologies are utilized in other countries. And again, someone said that the communication through English is quite difficult for some technical stuff. And no time, and again, ABiS should organize a similar shadowing program within Japan. So I think I'm encouraged by this answer that no, I asked, are you interested in, sorry, I can skip. Yeah, I asked, would you be able to host the program? And many of them said yes. So we, Japanese network, may organize shadowing program in the future. And I skipped, but I would like to summarize this survey. In Japan, there are many technical staff who own PhD degree. It's a reality of Japanese imaging support. And for the promotion, it is essential to encourage them to carry out both research and technical stuff for such a supporting staff. And it's important to pave career paths to industries. And for brushing up their technical skills, training courses, technical seminars, etc., are very useful. And acquisition of certificate of specific skill could help to maintain their motivation, and if it is properly appreciated and leads to their promotion. And job market information should be shared at least by ABiS and hopefully among GBI members. For international technology exchange opportunity, including the shadowing program, there may be a language barrier, especially for non-PhD staffs in Japan. Okay, this is a summary, and finally I'd like to mention about the next EoE IV meeting will be held in Okazaki, September 8 and 9. And we are going to organize a workshop on image analysis one day before September 7. And the main topic of this EoE IV meeting will be pre-publication image data and management and processing. Thank you for your attention.
Do we have one brief question while we change over the slides? Is that wine? Or, no, not a question, just showing me something. I can't see what it is. Okay, Spencer.
Do you have any practical suggestions about how to address the question of language barrier? It's a hard one.
Yeah, one attempt may be to keep sending them to abroad. Yeah, or improve English education system in Japan. It takes 100 years.
As you mentioned earlier, that holding trainings in the language, the local language, was a perfectly reasonable way to pursue the goals. But somehow there needs to be something that assigns English as being the language that we would communicate internationally. Is sort of the argument. We have the same issue in Korea. Exactly the same problem arises. There's a reluctance to move forward. It's not because the culture is missing for facility, it's because we can't communicate. That's a big issue.
Okay, please join me in thanking.